Hello, everyone. This is Betty Ray, and welcome to my channel. My purpose is to bring forth the Archangel Raphael's wisdom. I've been a channel for this Archangel for well over 50 years now. And at this late stage in life, I'm trying to learn how to use this form of communication with you. And so I ask you to be patient. I'm actually redoing this episode because when I did it before, well, I had the transparencies backwards. A lot of people think I'm very brave at my age to be starting a YouTube channel. But since I have been channeling Raphael, as I said, for quite a long time, and I figured this was another way to bring that wisdom of an archangel to you. So I'm going to be talking today about your imagination. And so I'm going to use my overhead projector, and I hope this is going to show. Okay, it's projecting on there. And I remember putting it backwards because I thought it was, okay, is it still showing? There we go. I'm going to turn the light off. And hope that works better. It doesn't show up very well, but even though it puts me in darkness, let's try this light. That's a little better, I guess. There we go. So this little guy here is a door opener, and that's what your imagination is. Your imagination opens doors for you to the realm of spirit, to the realm of creating all you desire. Now, people talk about the law of attraction, but what they don't understand is that your playful imagination, if you can hold an image in your mind and play with it in that you can see it, you can manipulate it, you can turn it around, you can change it. And that's what I can do with this transparency and showing you how using your imagination can help you to create what you desire. Now, Jesus said, unless you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Well, what did that mean? And his apostles were baffled too. You know, how can I become a little child again? I'm an old man. And so what the truth is that your imagination is the power of imaging, the power of using your imagination to see something in your mind's eye and then to get really, really excited about it. And so this is what we are talking about today. It opens doors. Now, you have to be, there we go. You have to be a child. And that's what Jesus meant. And the kingdom of heaven, he said, was within you. And so this is your spirit, your soul within you that takes an idea, grabs a hold of an idea, and like a trusting child, lets it go and uses it to create something new. And so let it be the little child and let your imagination be the engine that drives that idea into a physical reality. Now, this is so simple that it's almost hard to understand. But this idea of physical reality is what begins with an idea. And what is an idea but something abstract? You know, it pops in your mind, and then you have to figure out what to do with it. So just like this video that we're doing here, I had in my imagination an idea, and it came through my imagination, but it actually came from spirit. It wanted me to start doing YouTube videos. And And I laughed at first because I thought, are you kidding me? Why? And the reason why is so I can reach all of you dear people who have subscribed and who are helping me with this wonderful idea that Raphael has given me to give you a leg up, to give you a better way of living your life. And so when we talk about the law of attraction with Esther Hicks and Abraham, it's still a lot of people don't get it. They don't get it because they don't understand the imagination. I remember having a woman in one of my classes who said she took a whole class in imagination and she still couldn't imagine things. And I laughed and I said to her, imagine a tree. And I'm asking you to do that now too. Imagine a tree. Immediately, the word tree puts into your imagination an image. That's what it is. Imagination. You are imagining a tree. Now, if it's a deciduous tree, just for the fun of it, that kind of tree is different from an evergreen tree. If it's a deciduous tree that has leaves, right now, imagine it if you were up north, like my place in Michigan. Imagine if you could see it in the fall. And all of the leaves are now a brilliant red orange. Can you see it? All right. Let's pretend now that we've come into winter and all the leaves are gone and the tree is bare and now it's covered with snow. Can you see it? Imagine that huge deciduous tree. Right now I am seeing a huge oak tree, branches everywhere. And they all have a little layer of snow on them. So they're beautiful. Now, use your imagination and imagine a red cardinal on a branch. And it's singing its heart out for you. Can you imagine this? Can you see this? And if you can, you are awakening the most important part of your ability to create the kind of life you desire to create in this world. Imagination does it. It's okay. We've got the tree. Now imagine the tree in the spring and it's just got these new little leaves on it and it's sort of a yellow green. It's budding out all over. And it reminds me of the song, June is busting out all over. And imagine that. And imagine that you are next to that tree and you can walk up to it and you can hug it. You know, they say that's really good for the soul to hug a tree. A tree has wonderful energy. And when you hug the tree, you almost feel those goosies all over because the tree is giving you loving energy right back. But you can do it in your imagination. I'm getting goosies all over right now just doing it myself. Imagine you are holding that tree in a hug. Your arms can't even go all the way around it, but it is blessing you. So now imagine that tree full leaves on it. It's summertime and the leaves are brilliant green. And imagine now, step back a little away from the tree and imagine that you are in a beautiful garden, that's your private garden. And there are flower gardens. Take a moment to smell the roses. You have a rose garden. Imagine what color they are. Take a deep breath. And dear friends, allow yourself to be as a little child with an imagination. Be that little child right now. And that's what Jesus meant. Become as a little child so that your imagination can waken again, so that you can use your imagination with the power it will give you to create whatever you desire. They say if you can't see it, it can't happen. And that's how you would know that your imagination is working, is when you imagine something, then it happens. And so the example that I wanted to give you today, if I can find the right transparency, is how I created my rug called the Symbols Rug. Hold on. I think it's here somewhere. Okay, we're looking for it. We got him here. I don't know. All right, let's see if we can find it. Here we go. Use this for your imagination now, because it opens up a whole new world. Let's bring it down a little bit. Let's see if that works. Whoops, kind of crooked. There we go. Now, imagine that you are at the beach. Imagine that you are at the beach and you can see the ocean. I'm in Florida, so we get to see the bay. But imagine that is what you can see. You're sitting in the sand. Reach your hand down and move your hand in that sand. It's fine. It's not coarse. It's smooth. You can pick it up and let that sand run through your fingers. Take a slow, deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your body. And imagine you're on the beach. And you don't have to worry about social distancing because you've got the whole beach to yourself. Imagine it. And when you do, you'll feel the warmth of the sun. Your imagination is the key for you to create what you desire. Once you understand that, and again, what Jesus was talking about was your imagination is the key to creating what you desire. And unless you become as a little child that can trust that this is possible, that can believe that your imagination is the first step of creating and manifesting that which you desire. By holding on to that imagination with a childlike trust, with a childlike understanding that you can see it. If you can see it, you can create it. If you can't see it, then most likely you cannot create it. Every single new idea that comes into the world comes in through a person's imagination. Everything in your room right now, as you are watching me on this video, everything in that room is created by someone who started out with an idea. If you have a living room couch, we'll say, that couch began in someone's imagination who designed it. And then the designer gave it to the carpenter who built the frame. And then the frame was given to the upholsterer who put padding on it and then put a beautiful fabric on it that maybe was your choice. You could choose the fabric and the color that you wanted. You had to imagine it in your living room. You didn't want it to clash with the walls. So let's suppose right now you use your imagination and you see your living room and you can, in your imagination, just move that couch out of the way and you can see a new couch there. You can imagine it in any color you desire. You can image it. Let's just for the fun of it, imagine the couch in a beautiful rustic red. And the wall behind it is a soft white. Really stands out, doesn't it? Now imagine it in a pale blue up against your creamy wall. Hold on to that color. And then now imagine that you've reupholstered your couch and it's in a beautiful deep purple. Wow. They say purple is a very spiritual color. Can you imagine your living room couch in a deep purple? What color throw pillows would you put on it? Yellow goes very well with purple. So does a pale blue. Can you imagine those throw pillows on your couch? That's how you create. If you cannot image, if you cannot do that, if you cannot see in your imagination, which actually also opens up your clairvoyance. That's a French word meaning clear seeing. When you open up that part of your intuition, you have put yourself into a situation where you have double the power to create. Double the power. Because even if you imagine with your eyes open, which I do all the time, that's how I create so many things. Imagine now that your couch is white and the background is a soft color. What color would you choose? A soft violet and white in front of it? That would be quite stunning, wouldn't it? That's how you can decorate your house. You use your imagination. And so today we're going to keep it brief because we want you to understand that inner peace comes from using your imagination to create an inner sanctuary within yourself, so that when you are stressed out, you can take deep breaths that go all the way down to your gut. You can imagine your shoulders relaxing, and you can put yourself on your imaginated, I don't know if that's the right word, that beach inside your mind. And you will feel the warmth of the sun on you. Your imagination will awaken that. And when you can do that, you can create anything you can imagine. So we're still in this wave of the coronavirus. And we opened up too soon here in Florida. And now Florida is one of the most coronavirus new cases. And because there are so many of us seniors here, it's quite dangerous and it could cause many deaths. Now, I've been very, very careful, and I do wear a mask when I go out, and I actually put on plastic gloves. And I'm still very, very healthy in my 80s. And so, dear ones, use your imagination instead of actually going out among this virus that is very much alive and well. Use your imagination to playfully create. Start writing in a journal and use your imagination to make a list of things that you would like to create, so that when you're done with this pandemic, you can go out and you can redecorate your house. And for those of you that are not able to do that financially, you might want to just rearrange the furniture in the house. Use your imagination to picture how it would look if you moved the couch here and you put the chairs there and you put the TV there. When you do that, you rearrange the energy in the room. Feng Shui is a Chinese understanding of energy as it moves in the house. I recommend it to all of you. FUNGSI, Feng Shui. And it is using your imagination to rearrange the furniture in your house. Now, I happen to have a friend, her name is Terry. She has a wonderful imagination to see how the furniture would look. I've got a great imagination, and I thought I was good at it, but she's so much better. And she was able to rearrange my living room so that now it looks bigger. And she did the same thing in my bedroom. By changing things all around, my bedroom looks bigger. It's just absolutely amazing. And so use your imagination. While you're in your house, start rearranging furniture until it has a feeling of, "Ooh, yeah." It's your emotions that you want to awaken as well. A feeling of, "Oh, I love it." Then you will know how your imagination begins what you will do. Now, conversely, your imagination can come up with all kinds of terrible things happening. And when you worry about your friends and relatives and your children and your husband or whatever, your significant other, when you worry about them, you are sending them negative energy. And they're going to feel it with kind of like a feeling of weight on their shoulders. It's like it takes the breath from them. So don't ever project negative energy of worry to anyone you love. Instead, imagine them sitting on a bench somewhere in a park, kind of laying back and closing their eyes, and they are at peace. Or another picture you can put in your mind. Imagine that they're on center stage. Shakespeare said all the world is a stage and we are actors upon it. Okay, imagine you are the leading man, leading lady of this play that is yours. And you are center stage now. And there's audiences packed. Every seat is filled. And the spotlight comes on you, and there you are in all your magnificence. For your soul shines through. And you're this brilliant being of light. You are filled with divine energy, and a smile just fills your face and fills your body. And then in your imagination, you can step off your stage and go into the audience and imagine your loved one at a time, going on your stage, entering stage right, going to the center of the stage, and that spotlight shines on them. And then imagine that there are angels surrounding them. And all that person's needs are being met. And they are in the hands of angels. So you can stop imagining something terrible can happen to them. Because the negative imagination also creates. You don't want to send your imagination full of worry energy to someone you love, because that they will feel that negative energy. So cancel that. Say, delete, delete. And imagine instead that they are filled with joy that their needs are being met. And at this time, when you really need to be staying home, what a great time to develop your imagination, to start having an imagination diary and imagine all the things you would like to create in the world. And you can. In fact, imagine that you have a crystal-powered spaceship, that it is made of this beautiful crystal energy, and you can go anywhere you want. And wherever you go, this crystal-powered spaceship can pour divine light upon the area and lift everybody up out of negativity. And truly, this is a time we need to do this, for the tragedy of brutality that is being shown on our streets, for the tragedy of lives being lost. And indeed, Black lives are brilliantly needed in this world. Black lives not only matter, they're an essential part of God's world. And brown lives, and yellow, and purple, and pink, whatever color the skin is, underneath it, we're all red, because we all have red blood. Imagine world peace. Imagine embracing our fellow man, embracing every person of every color. Imagine peace be the sign that is over their heads. And imagine that justice will be done. But it is not vengeance that can be done. Vengeance is when you want to crush somebody for something they did to you. That's hate. And hate can only come back at you. It's like a boomerang. And it's going to smack you in the face and knock you down. Imagination. Yes. Use your imagination to create equality in this world. Use your imagination. And it may seem unreal. It's like, what good does that do? You know, I'm not a child anymore. What good does it do? It's how you can create the world you desire. through your childlike trust in God and your childlike imagination that makes reality. And so, dear ones, we'll leave this with you. Create an image for an inner sanctuary, that kingdom of heaven within you. Create it within you. And so when you are stressed, you can do deep breathing and you can go to this inner sanctuary, this inner kingdom that Jesus spoke about. Go there right now. Take a slow, deep breath and give thanks and praise to God that you were given this imagination as part of who you are, as part of humans. You know, dogs have an imagination, cats have an imagination. That's why you will see them sleeping, and they will look like they're doing something in their sleep. Because we are all imagined by God, and we are all created as equal and one with God. There is no discrimination in God's mind. And we are, by becoming more and more godlike, we are able to create what we desire. And so, dear ones, we will leave this with you. Use your imagination today to bring joy to your life and to the lives of anyone you may meet. Greet them with a smile. And even though you may have a mask that covers up your smile, your eyes will smile. And so we say to you, live a life according to your imagination. Be childlike and trust that God will use your imagination to bring forth whatever you can see in your mind's eye. That is your gift. God be with you, and many blessings pour upon you this day.